Next on Worcester News Tonight, a high school football player going to court for the right to play football tomorrow night. Plus, the community pitches in to help a Millbury couple riding for charity this weekend. Good evening. Thanks for joining us. I'm Andy Madison. We begin tonight with a high school football player in court today fighting to play this season. Over the summer, Kevin Mensah transferred to Shepherd Hill High School. While he was accepted into the school, his athletic eligibility was denied by the MIAA. Now he's hoping a judge will allow him to join his teammates on the field tomorrow night. Kevin Mensah in court taking on the MIAA so he can play football this season.
He is being recruited by such Division I schools as BC, Syracuse, UMass, UConn.
After starting at Holy Name last year, Kevin Mensah transferred to Shepherd Hill. But Holy Name didn't sign his transfer form, citing inaccuracies. And the MIAA ruled the running back ineligible to play this season. Today in court, attorneys for the MIAA argued Mensah's transfer is solely for athletic reasons, not academic.
If you allow school choice and students to transfer for your athletic purposes, you are effectively creating a free agency process.
Kevin and Ms. Odom feel Shepherd Hill will offer better academic opportunities for college. That was the stated reason.
Mensah has been sidelined for Shepherd Hill's first 2 games. Last week, both schools fixed the error and reached an agreement on his transfer form, but his eligibility hasn't changed. A judge can grant an injunction, which will allow Mensah to play this week. For Mensah, he is hoping the judge will rule in his favor so he can get back on the field.
I just want to thank Holy Name and Shepherd Hill for supporting me. And, as we all say, I just want to play football.
A judge is expected to issue a ruling tomorrow by noon at the latest. If an injunction is granted, Mensah can play for Shepherd Hill tomorrow night. He also has a hearing with the MIAC next Thursday about his eligibility. To Millbury now, where a couple participating in a charity ride this weekend has been busy raising hundreds of dollars for the event. And they are still asking for the public's help tonight because now the very bikes they were set to ride in are missing, and they believe someone stole them. Our Catherine Andrioli has the story.
Ryan and his wife Gina are gearing up for the Rodman for Kids race on Saturday. The couple will ride for Big Brothers Big Sisters after raising more than $600. But just days before the charity race.
And to find out that it happened 3 days before our charity ride was just devastating.
The bikes they had trained on for months were nowhere to be found.
Gina's bike was right here, the blue Diamondback racing bike, and my purple and black Cannondale was right here.
The couple says they always kept their bikes right outside of their home here in Millbury. When they came home on Wednesday, they discovered someone had physically walked up onto their porch and stolen their bikes right in front of their house. The Ryans live on a quiet one-way street in Millbury. They say nothing like this has ever happened in this neighborhood.
Yeah, we live on a dead-end road, so it's not a throughway, so there's no reason for people to drive through our neighborhood. And I'd say the average age in our neighborhood is probably 60 to 70 years old.
My 11th year doing it, my husband's 14th year doing it. This ride means a lot to us. It means a lot to a lot of the people out there that put on this organization, so it was very frustrating to find out that our bikes were stolen 3 days before the ride.
The couple says dozens have reached out to show their support for the Ryans to complete the race.
So we've had numerous people offer for us to use their bikes, offer to pay for our bikes or rent bikes and offer to pay for them. We're just extremely appreciative of all the people that have reached out and been supportive because obviously everybody knows how much this means to us.
The two plan on borrowing bikes from their friends and will still compete in the 50-mile race on Saturday, still hoping their bikes will be returned.
These bikes were being used to fundraise for charities, Big Brothers Big Sisters, kids without parents, and there's it's unfortunate, and hopefully justice will be served.
In Millbury, Catherine Andrioli, Worcester News Tonight.
A Worcester group is looking to raise awareness about suicide prevention this weekend. Michael's Cigar Bar will host Songs for Hope on Sunday. The event will feature live performance, food, drinks, and raffles. Organizers say their goal is to help eliminate the negative stigma around the word suicide.
I just want people to come down and reflect on, suicide, but also just have a good time. It brings everybody together so we can all, heal.
Sunday's event goes from 1 to 4 p.m. Tickets are available in advance for $10 or $20 at the door. Proceeds go to benefit the American Foundation of Suicide Prevention. A scary scene in Westborough after a few cars hit a 500-pound moose on a busy road. The animal did not survive the accident. Our Brittany Schaefer spoke with one of the drivers involved and has the details.
It really did come out of nowhere. I didn't even really see it. It was all right on the windshield all of a sudden.
Kevin Williams suffered minor injuries Thursday morning after his car collided with a moose on Route 9 in Westborough. Police say 3 separate vehicles hit the 500-pound animal, killing it.
2 cars and a trailer truck with substantial damage. All 3 vehicles had to be towed from the scene.
Just kind of shaking all the glass out of my hair, and other cars were driving over the beast.
Westborough Police Chief Alan Gordon says it has been many years since he has seen an actual collision, but moose sightings are becoming more common.
We're getting into rutting season now with the deer and with the moose, so they're moving a lot more. They're moving at nighttime.
September and October is when male moose are in what we call the rut, which is the breeding season. So they're moving a lot more.
Mass Wildlife's Marion Larson says moose are most active at night, and with their dark exterior, they are difficult to see.
Really have to be much more alert. It's also a lot more dangerous when you hit a moose because generally you are hitting them at their legs, and the legs just come out and the body comes right towards the windshield.
It's what happened to Kevin Williams. He says he is lucky to be alive.
I just got little cuts on like my forehead and arms, but really got out of it clean.
Brittany Schaefer, Worcester News Tonight.
One person is recovering after an early morning crash in Leicester. A car traveling east on Route 9 went off the road near McCarthy Avenue and struck a utility pole. Police say one person had non-life-threatening injuries. Massachusetts State Police handing out their annual Hannah Awards for bravery today, and 2 officers from Webster were among those honored. The awards are taking on a new meaning. John Maroney reports.
The annual Trooper George L. Hannah Memorial Awards for Bravery. This year's honors take place with police around the country coming under increasing fire for the way they do their jobs.
We got to show more respect towards police officers and what they do.
Deborah and Kimberly Hannah were 14 and 13 years old respectively when their father was killed, shot 6 times during a routine traffic stop. His family understands more than others the dangers of law enforcement.
They walk out the door in the morning not knowing they're going to be returning, and they put their life on the line for everyone.
Very little about police work in this day and age out in the field is ever routine.
There are 22 award recipients this year. This group was singled out for the way it diffused the situation at an apartment complex in Bourne last winter, which included a dangerous suspect, improvised explosive devices, and gunfire. Bourne officer Jared McDonald was shot in the back during the incident.
All officers, we go out there to do the job, and it's very flattering and very rewarding. You know, we just go out there to work our hardest for the community and for the town.
The Hannah sisters have been presenting the state's top cop awards for 33 years, and they plan to keep on doing it to honor their father and officers like him.
They've lost the respect of the police, and I think it's hard for people to realize unless they've been touched like our family.
No awards were given out posthumously. However, that will probably not be the case next year, since a number of officers have already died in the line of duty in 2016. In Boston, John Maroney, Worcester News Tonight.
Taking a look at the November election now, where Massachusetts voters will decide on a ballot question designed to legalize marijuana for recreational use. Now, one local doctor says making the drug more accessible could be harmful to young people, but supporters say marijuana could actually be helpful in the fight against opioids. Our Rosalind Flaherty reports.
Marijuana is a very dangerous substance for teenagers.
UMass Memorial Healthcare Dr. Safdar Medina is concerned about teenagers using marijuana to self-medicate, as voters prepare to decide a ballot question which would legalize marijuana for recreational use. The pediatrician says the drug is harmful for young people.
We know that adolescents who use marijuana have effects on their long-term IQs.
Dr. Medina says research shows there is also an increase in mental health problems for teenagers who use marijuana.
That can be lifelong, such as anxiety and depression.
But he says his biggest concern is it's a gateway to other drugs.
We know that teenagers who use marijuana are 3 times more likely to become addicted to opioids.
The Massachusetts Cannabis Reform Coalition supports legalization under Question 4. The group says in a statement, marijuana is not a gateway drug. Opinions outside Worcester City Hall about legalization seemed mixed Thursday.
It's a gateway drug, and I know it is. From personal experiences.
Better to use something natural, a plant that your body can process, rather than a chemical painkiller.
Dr. Medina warns if marijuana is legalized, it will be more accessible to young people.
We're going to see an increase in teen use. We're probably going to see more car accidents.
Rosalind Flaherty, Worcester News.